day, Dawns ARKS. Welcome everyone to your sometimes weekly Phantasy Star podcast. I guess we're hoping things will pick up once New Genesis launches. Today's episode is being recorded live on May 23rd, 2021. I'm one of your hosts, PrinceBrightstar, and with me is Xance. Go ahead and say hello.
Yes, we are sometimes weekly, sometimes monthly, sometimes bi-weekly. We don't know. We try to be weekly. Just things happen.
Yeah. Consisting mostly of no news weeks, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or, in the case of last week, hey, we were busy with New Genesis closed beta. What do you want from us?
Yeah. So yeah, the New Genesis closed beta test, that happened. And we played all 3 days, and boy, it was fun.
Yes, it certainly was. Definitely a whole lot better actually understanding what I was actually seeing in game in terms of text for once, compared to when I was playing the second closed beta test for the Japanese side.
Yeah, and I probably would have been able to get through most of the Japanese beta if I played it, since I do play Dragon Quest X a lot, but even then, it was nice to see everything in English, and also just the game is so good, so beautiful.
It is. It really is. And Lord Samuel, you're right. I want Guilty Break back or something equivalent to it. The Hunter needs, or rather, Sword needs a better gap closer than it has right now.
So yeah, we're going to be starting with our general thoughts on the closed beta test. We don't really have that much of a structure to go with right now, so we're just going to go with the flow and hopefully get all of our thoughts together.
Yep.
So.
And hey there, Real Pichu.
Brightstar, why don't you start? What was one of the biggest things that you were happy about with this beta test?
So, I would say actually, if anything, the font choice they made. I know that's such a strange thing to say, but I'd say it's actually much more readable than I think anybody ever expected it to be.
That's actually an interesting observation. I really didn't think about the fonts at all.
Yeah, it's compared to, I guess, really the shift that you saw in, if you had been playing the Japanese version of PSO2 for a long time like I did, using the tweaker translation, and then shifted over to global, you would have immediately noticed a change in the font. But now the font is looking a whole lot better than the one that we have in global PSO2 right now. So I am so glad that they made that change.
Trial bosses being HP sponges, yeah, those that pretty common. And I expected that when it comes to a lot of the big boys that you have to fight. Early on, they're going to be sponges, but once we get stronger stuff, it's going to be easy.
Yeah, keep in mind, we capped out at level 15, so eventually players are going to just overpower them.
Yeah, speaking of, what was the battle power that you ended at? I was around 1100, I think.
I think it was like 1120, 1130, somewhere like that. The problem was I didn't check before things ended, unfortunately, so I don't actually know.
I think it was like 192 or 1092, I think. Somewhere around there. Yeah, I didn't get everything to 15, but I at least got Gunner to 15.
Okay. And how did you like it?
Ooh, Gunner plays so nice. It's so fluid.
Yeah,
I have a little bit of complaints about it, but we'll talk about our negatives later. I want to focus on more positive stuff right now.
Yep.
And you obviously played Hunter. What other class did you try out?
I also did Fighter, but I pretty much did the same thing I did in PSO2 base, where I just grabbed the sword and essentially made myself Fighter Hunter.
Yeah, I did try all the classes except for Hunter, which is strange. I don't know why I didn't try Hunter out, but
Yeah,
I think got every single class to level 8.
Okay. Yeah, I had done most of the classes back on the Japanese second closed beta test, so I guess I didn't really feel that there was going to be enough changes in them to actually merit trying them again in this one.
Okay.
So my comments on those still stand. The especially when it comes to Tekker and the use of a wand, the sword is just more powerful than using a Tekker's wand. So if you go Tekker Hunter, I would recommend just grabbing a sword and just putting your techniques on your sub palette instead.
Yeah. I'll talk about Tekker later. Like I said, I want to focus more on positives right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it was a very good thing. If anything, I would say I still love the exploration aspect of it. The fact that you can just kind of run out into the field in any direction and just find something that's useful for you, whether it be the rest signs on the ground, or you run across a random chest somewhere that you just smash open and that gives you like end grinders, or the red chests, which typically give you a whole bunch of Meseta.
Yeah, it was nice just randomly finding the red chest out in the wild and just being rewarded for it. Nice.
Yep.
And also just finding any of the materials. There are specific places that I've noticed where there are more materials than others, like the I believe it's the meteorotypes or monotypes or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
basically the stuff that you needed to upgrade the potential of your weapon.
Right. I was able to get up to the second level of potential, but I could not find enough of the Tritonites to get my third level potential. And I was searching around for that across all 3 days, and I just did not come up with enough of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that material isn't tradable. I can't control the market.
Right. But, you know, it's I think it's also going towards what Sega wants to see in its own in-player progression. Granted, I think that also brings up the question of, okay, what's to stop players from stacking that, skipping an entire weapon series, and then using it on the next one to just instantly boost themselves?
Nothing. They can do that if they want to.
Yep. I guess it's going to come down to, like, regeneration rates and things like that.
Yep, that's probably something I'll end up doing. Although they might change the type of materials that you need to get to upgrade a weapon series. If, say, a new area is open to explore, then you need to get materials from that area to, or then increase the potential of the new weapon. So, yeah. Yes, I want to manipulate the market. That is true, Samuel.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. We had 2 different types of grinders in base PSO2, so I guess I could see that happening.
Now, I also really enjoyed the exploration. One of the things I really like to do, or try to do, is just see how far up a mountain I can climb and not going the correct way at all.
Yeah, I
You just jump up the side, try to find a place to land so you could jump even more.
Yep. Yeah, there were some mountains where you could get all the way to the top of them, and you had the devices that push you into the sky, but I guess you didn't want to use that. You wanted to try to find your own way up then.
Exactly, because my own way up is faster sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. I think you would have to get kind of lucky with those footholds there.
Yeah.
Still, it's nice to know that that's an option for what you can do. And Lord Samuel, yeah, going to space, that is a very real possibility given that thing that's floating up in the sky there.
Yeah, I'm very curious about that, along with a lot of the other areas that we saw whenever we were exploring out.
Yeah,
like playing this just made me so much more excited to play the full game, because throughout this whole closed beta test, I think I put a total of 25 hours, I think, across all 3 days.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I'm pretty close to that as well. I think it was like maybe 10 hours the first day, then 6 hours the second, and then another 7 or so the third day, if I remember correctly.
And then, since you're also bringing up this footage, how about that Urgent? Oh, that was a fun fight.
It was, and once you understood how the boss fight worked, at least for myself, I was able to really start getting right into the fight and just throwing up my war cry and just tanking the guy with no problem.
And that's also something that I was really enjoying with some of these big boy fights. Whenever you hit on specific areas, you see that little yellow barrier that shows up on the enemy, meaning that you just hit there more and you're eventually going to stun them.
Yep. Yeah, that is definitely one of the nice things about the bigger boss fights. There's usually some way to just bring them down.
Yep, and then you just wail on them.
Yep. And, putting my tinfoil hat back on again for just a brief moment here, I finally found on the Boojin where the hexagon was.
Oh.
And it's a little, I guess it's like a film or something like that spreads across its body every now and then, and that's where you can actually see the hexagons on there. It's kind of like a little shield, I guess, that they're wearing or something, but it was nice when I finally saw that, because nowhere on their body traditionally was there a hexagon, which was really surprising, because up until this point, Sega had been keeping with that theme, but now that I see it, it's holding, I guess, and we'll just have to see what happens in release, I guess.
Yeah, especially whenever he switches off to his different weapons, you see that little hexagon particle effect that he uses.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, this is the Pettis Vera. I'm talking about the Boojin, just to be clear.
Yeah, but even with the Pettis Vera and all the other ones, I've noticed that with the whenever they switch the weapons out, it's pretty cool.
Yep.
Also, yes, Luther will always be a meme. Piece of ARKS trash.
Yep.
Okay. What was your favorite thing about Hunter?
Favorite thing about Hunter, I would say, if anything, just how usable the sword really is. We're still gonna have to see how Partisan and Wired Lance end up in New Genesis, but sword is sort of like you've got photon arts that one will help you do a ton of damage if you've just got an enemy locked down at the time. You've got another that's sort of like a wide AoE attack. Another which is like the rising attack in PSO2 for a bit more verticality if you need that. So it's pretty much got almost everything that you could need. The only other thing that you really need is a gap closer, and I've been saying that a lot here. The gap closer is the one thing that Hunter needs at this point, and they need it because, enemies can just jump away from you. You've seen this guy on screen here put his hand on the ground, and he just jumps away from you. And there's no way to close that gap any faster than using your photon dash, and that to me is just a little bit slow if you're in the middle of combat. But aside from that, I do love how frequently Iron Will goes off. That is a really nice thing to see. Plus, seeing Warcry back means that an enemy is going to stay on you. So if you like just not having randomness in the enemies, whereby they're just bouncing or ping-ponging back and forth between different players because they each keep grabbing aggro, then there you go. You're able to just hold them in place and do whatever damage you want to do. And then I would say the other thing that I like is the fact that there's now that extra hit in their combo as well. So in PSO2 you had a 3-hit combo, and now with the skill tree in New Genesis you can add more hits. And I'm curious if Sega's going to make that even longer at some point. Maybe make it like 6 hits long or something. Because when you do a block with your blade with the right timing, so a perfect block, you can then convert that incoming attack into your own attack, which basically takes you right to the end of your combo, and you just get a big hit off on them. And so what I found myself doing more often than not is I was actually just using my normal attack, waiting for an incoming attack to come in, and I just immediately countered that. And that would, in turn, allow me to just rack up a whole bunch of constant damage on them without having to worry too much about photon art usage. It's actually, if anything, I would say you're not going to need as many photon arts being used with Hunter in this game than you would in PSO2, at least at this rate. But we'll have to see.
And the class that I played the most was Gunner. And oh, Gunner feels so much fun to play. It's still the same class of you're constantly in the air all the time, just constantly wailing on the enemies with very quick but small damaging bullets. But Gunner just feels so much fluid. So with the S rolls, you no longer do that little slowed down time thing after the third S roll that you do. So you're able to just constantly do flip after flip after flip after flip after flip. If you're holding a direction, if you then press the step action, it does one of the what was a photon art for Twin Machine Gun? I forget the name right now.
Dead
It's
Approach?
the one where what was it?
Dead Approach?
Dead Approach, yes, the one that does a shoulder tackle. I kind of got annoyed by that sometimes because there would be a time I just wanted to give my my other fingers a rest, or just my left hand a rest, and I would just be hitting the step action attack, and it would just do Dead Approach instead of constantly doing flips again.
Yep.
But the one thing that I really enjoyed as through getting this through the skill tree is pretty much infinite chain triggers. Once you get the train,
nice.
Yeah, once you get the chain trigger up, and I really enjoyed how they changed how chain trigger is. So once you just do a charged PA, you the trigger counter is just on you. So any part that you hit will increase the trigger count up to a max of 100.
Now,
And once it's at 100, you then do a second charge one, and you can deal big damage, and I really enjoy it.
gotcha. Now, once it's on you, are you able to, say, switch targets and still keep the chain, or is that just still for the same enemy only?
Nope, you're able to keep the chain going. So if there's a if there's multiple enemies that are around you, if you use the AoE photon art, then that will increase the trigger count very high very quickly.
Okay. And I also heard that some players said that the I guess the sound effect for that was maybe a little too ear piercing. What
Yeah.
are your thoughts?
Yes, it is. Oh boy. So I really enjoy the infinite chain triggers because basically after you finish the 100, then after just 2 seconds you could start up the next chain. But there are times whenever I didn't want to do it because of the sound effects of each of the hits that increase the chain. It's too high pitched, and not only it's too high pitched, it's also too loud compared to all the other sound effects in the game as well. And it just got annoying. And I did put that in the survey of one of my complaints. The sound effect for chain trigger is just too high. I guess one other complaint I have about Gunner, with how the playstyle is, I think when it comes to chain finish, it's not long enough, in my opinion, to get enough in to deal good damage. Maybe I just wasn't doing the right PAs to really take advantage of a full chain.
I'm sure somebody after launch is going to figure out like the timing of everything and figure out how to maximize all that.
Probably. And once the full game's out again, I'll experiment with it to fully figure out what would be the best what would be the best PAs to use. But yeah, constantly being able to flip around, I rarely ever saw myself running out of PP. Because if I just need a PP, well, I just do the step attack flips, S rolls, and just constantly do that while holding down the shoot.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I never had a problem with photon points. Oh yeah, the multi-weapon things. I never messed around with that. I forgot. Whoops.
Well, there will be an opportunity to do it once the game launches.
So I have no
Multi-weapon,
comment on it.
yeah, like I said, multi-weapon can actually help to give you different types of attacks if you feel that you're lacking something. So, for instance, potentially one thing that players could do is they could, if they're using Hunter at least at launch, and there isn't a better gap closer, is maybe you could combine a sword with a rifle, and maybe use that as a way to get yourself at least some sort of an attack until you can close the gap. That might be one way to use that. And then, as I had mentioned before, the Tector weapon is just... I've just found it's better to go Tector Hunter and use a sword for the Tector's main attacks, and then just put the techniques on the sub-palette and just use things that way. The wand is just...
Since we're talking about Tector here, let's transition over talking about Tector. God,
Okay.
It sucks. Tector sucks so bad.
Yeah,
So-
10% increase just is not enough for Shift to D-Band to really be worth it.
No. So yeah, first off, Tector's the only one that has shift to D-band now, and it's just a cooldown thing. You just hit it, and both are applied instantly. And yeah, it's only a 10% increase of attack and defense, which is not that much. On top of that, wand sucks. You don't have any of the draw-in techniques that Tector has in PSO2. So, Razande, I believe it was called. Or not Razande, it was one of the Zonde skills. You would use
Zondil,
that.
maybe?
Zondil, yeah. So you would use that to draw in enemies, and then you would smack them with your wand. And yeah, the whole thing with the wand is that with a charged up technique, your wand then becomes that element, so you can easily apply status effects. But the wand's hitbox was also bigger in PSO2. The wand's hitbox in New Genesis is something's off with it. Because of how slow the wand smacks are, and it's nice to have wand PAs now, by the way, since we only had one in PSO2. But because of how slow the wand's attacks are, it just doesn't feel good at all to play.
Yeah, it's really disappointing, and I hope Sega does something for them before launch, or else they're going to have a big problem. I mean, I would say at the very least, maybe give them a way to generate rest assigns if there are no more rest assigns available to be grabbed on the field.
And that would be good. Instead, their only thing that makes them useful with Resta is that they have AoE Resta. And that's it.
Yep.
They have AoE Resta, it's shift to D-band, and their attacks are pitiful. I know they're supposed to be a support class, but at least make the support class fun.
Yeah, it's like they're not. There's not enough support for them to really do at this point.
Yeah.
But who knows? I mean, we still don't know what the final form of the skill trees are going to look like. We've only gotten, 2, maybe 3 layers in on that at this point. So who knows? It's possible they could just open right up once we're in launch, essentially.
We'll see. We'll definitely compare that to how closed beta test was. I did try a bit of Force, but yeah, Force isn't for me. It just felt too slow.
Did you have any thoughts about the how techniques could change between charged and regular techniques?
I did see noticeable difference, especially when you used regular techniques, then it would build up a thing onto the enemy that then you would use a charged one to finish off. The damage was there, and it felt good to pull off, but the amount of PP that Force goes through is very quick. And whenever you don't have PP, at least you have the photon bullets that you can use to then restore up your PP.
Yep.
But yeah, I know there are people who can get good use out of Force. It's just a class that I've haven't really enjoyed playing that much, even in PSO2.
Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't spend too much time either with Force in PSO2 either, so I'm not really a good judge of how they play. But I mean, the big thing that they've got is Photon Flare, so that basically just boosts their attack potential with techniques.
Yep.
But that's pretty much all I really know about playing them. I never even learned like what techniques to really be using, aside from back in the day when these were first coming out, Namegid and Ilmegid. Those were basically the meta for about a year or so back on the Japanese version.
Wow. Fighter with the fist feels like a lot of fun to play, and I really enjoyed the hitboxes with all the different fist PAs, which again just points out more about how terrible the hitbox for wands are. And Ranger, I really should have played Ranger more, because the way that the assault rifle plays is so nice.
Yep. Yeah, with Ranger, the fact that you can just kind of shift around and still attack as you're shifting around is a really nice thing that they've added in. Because I think that's sort of like the next evolution of what Impact Slider was.
Yeah, so if you have like your photon points fully charged, and then you see enemy coming at you, you just activate this one photon art that you sliding around but still shooting. It's so much fun.
Yep.
And I've also noticed that when it came to the photon blast, Ranger built it up the quickest.
Gotcha. I hadn't really taken notice of that at all.
I rarely got photon blast as a gunner.
I did notice that it seemed like, to some degree, the photon blast even sort of charged on its own, even if you weren't attacking things. But it's possible that might have also been coming from radiant battle damage from other players. I really couldn't tell.
Maybe. But if it's based off of damage, yeah, I rarely got hit as a gunner, because with the S rolls you have iframes. So just time it correctly and you basically never got hit.
Yep. And then something else I still need to figure out with Hunter is the timing on their new skill that basically it lets them do more damage whenever they start a photon art as they're starting to take damage. I just haven't figured out the timing on that just quite yet at this point, but that might be partly because I am focused more on guarding than actually trying to take damage as I'm starting a photon art. And yeah, for Fighter, I also expect the Knuckles are going to be pretty popular. The other thing, and I don't know if you saw this or not yet, but there was a new Pusuni or PSO2 Kami episode that released last week.
Yeah, I did notice that, and they showed Partisan in it.
Yep, and Double Saber. So
yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see how much how those play. Plus, I'm not sure if you noticed this or not, but they also had a more complete map in that one, and we could actually see a little bit more of the desert area in that.
Yeah, I'm curious as to exactly how much of the map is going to be explorable in the full release.
If I had to guess, probably at least the initial zone is going to be Aleo, and then whatever they're going to call the desert area. And then possibly the snow or volcano area, but that might be Sega thinking there's a bit too much content at launch. Although, if we look back to PSO2, in the alphas they had the forest in the caves. When you had the public open beta for PSO2, and we're talking back in 2011, 2012 here for reference. Once the open beta started, they added in the desert area, and then for the actual launch of the game, then they added in the tundra area. So, I don't know. We might have access to the whole planet, we might not. I guess we'll just have to see what Sega's plan is, plus how much they're expecting players to progress after launch. Like, are we going to level 30, level 40? We really don't know at this point.
Yeah, especially since we were only at level 15 during this closed beta test.
Correct.
But what I'm curious about is if this whole planet is going to be maybe there's multiple sections of this planet that we'll be exploring. So this is just the first big section, or it's like one island of this planet, and then the next, and then they'll like expand on it, adding more and more islands onto this planet, or even planetary travel. We might see that.
Yeah, and that goes back to what what I was talking about earlier about there being potentially something in the sky there. The fact that basically the way that thing looks, it looks exactly like the same space, well, it's got some differences to it, but it's very similar to the device that Ephinea was working on in Phantasy Star Portable 2, which was a subspace vehicle, something that allows travel between the different Phantasy Star universes. So potentially, we could be going back to Oracle. We could be going back to Garal. We could go to Ragol and Coral, and potentially even Algol. We're gonna have to see.
That would be
the fact
so
that they
cool.
that they revealed
if they connected all that together. That would be so cool.
The fact that they showed something like that so early, in a public beta, is really promising for what they're going to be doing in potentially trying to tie the whole series together finally. I mean, we've had these small snippets in the past. Global PSO2 never got the event with Ephinea and VVN, and you know what? It's going in... Nope, there's probably not going to be any further updates for PSO2 at this point, so I'm more than happy to talk about this now. Ephinea and VVN made a trip to the Oracle fleet in another of their subspace vehicle adventures, whereby they came from Garal and they joined them for an event. And basically, Ephinea and VVN locked onto those coordinates. They had a way to get back there. Going forward if they needed to, and if anything, the fact that there is a subspace vehicle, I don't know if it's the actual vehicle or if it's a platform for the subspace vehicle, but the fact that that thing is there tells me that that line of communication stayed open, and there could be trade routes already in place, and it's just the fact that nobody can remember anything is what's preventing them from even knowing how to use that thing in the first place. That plus there are hexagons around that thing as well, which tells me that is also blocked off from access right now. So,
also, someone leaked about more islands. Yeah, that's actually just what I was mentioning. There's probably going to be more islands on this planet that we explore. So, yeah, I was pretty much right on that.
Yeah, it's very possible there could be more islands. We just have to see. But yeah,
that would be cool if they actually could finally connect everything together involving Phantasy Star, making it a true Phantasy Star universe.
It's very possible. And Venera, about your comment there, it's possible that they could meet Risa. But we potentially got another Risa Harriet situation on our hands as well. Although that's still up to Sega if they want to fix that or not. That was one of the comments I actually left in the survey at the end of this. I said to them, they need to fix the color of those eyes if that's not intentional, because it's giving me the wrong impression that Manon may have somebody else inside their body there.
All right. So let's get on to some of the negative things about this closed beta test. What were some of the things that you noticed that really hope that gets changed?
Trying to get groups together.
Oh, yeah. Like, there wasn't really any kind of party finder thing.
Yeah. There was no party finder, plus trying to get groups together. We had a situation where we could see each other in the same party, in the same zone, but half of our HP bars were grayed out, so we technically weren't together, and we kind of had to step outside the zone.
MPAs, or MPAs.
Yeah, we had to step out of the zone and then come back in, in order to actually get everybody together properly.
Yeah, the
and
MPA
then
situation definitely needs some fixing there.
Yep. And then, as far as I can tell, there's no way to say level limit particular rooms if you're out in the open field. So, like, there were groups that were trying to set up these level 15 parties to take on the hopeless boss that showed up whenever it was thunderstorming,
Yeah.
and it was, you kind of had to wait until players got out of the area so that other level 15s could get in. Yeah, that's one of the
Go ahead. An annoying. Yeah, splitting parties like that was very annoying to happen.
Another thing that I would say is I am disappointed that you cannot separate the drop attack from your jump. That is something that if you're trying to hit somebody at the top of the apex of your jump, and the game still thinks you've got like your spacebar held down for the jump, it's going to cause you to do a drop attack instead of actually allowing you to just keep striking when you're jumped up. That's a very annoying thing to me.
Yeah, it's happened to me a couple times as well. Because I just want to stay in the air, because gunner, you want to stay in the air. You just want to shoot.
Yep. All you have to do is just decouple the thing. So instead of space, let it set it to like the X button or something. Something that's, next to where we're jumping, but not
or
what
one
the
of the
button is.
buttons on your mouse. Just be able to remap it, pretty much.
Yep.
Trying to think of something that got to me a bit. I don't like how, like, I'm appreciative now of being able to change graphic settings in the game, but I was hoping that there would be an option to change it in the launcher or in the title screen, be able to change the graphics.
Yeah, that has
the regional mag. I kind of understood the regional mag.
So the way it works is, if you fill up the middle bar, that's going to give you a personal buff. And then there's also a group collective bar that's also being worked on at the same time. And when that fills up, the whole region basically gets an experience buff. So personally, you get a rare drop buff. The region gets the EXP buff.
So basically, just fill up that mag before a urgent quest, and then do the urgent quest.
Right. Yep. So, and that's going to keep you hunting for items so you can actually give it to them. Especially because there's some items that it actually wants to eat.
Yeah,
and you
I
get a
also
bonus
did
from those.
notice that. Also, finding some items as well. I've already mentioned that before. Trying to find the items to increase the potential of weapons. There's no way to pin those on mini-maps, on locations to find that. And there's also no, I've noticed this in other kinds of open world games that I've played before. And even like in games like Monster Hunter Rise, you can bring up the map and then bring up locations of where certain materials can be found so you can harvest them, or pretty much just harvest them so you can quickly just run straight over to there, grab it, and then leave. I wish there was a way that it was brought up onto the minimap itself. Or just make pins.
Yeah,
that was another thing.
Yeah, definitely being able to pin things is going to, especially if you're trying to set up like a gathering rotation where you're just trying to hit sort of what you need to do in the day, for whatever has respawned. That having something like that could be very useful. And if Sega doesn't implement that, I could see players trying to implement something like that externally through like a Google Maps thing or something like that.
Also, I would have loved to hear the music, but I couldn't hear the music over the chain trigger sound effect.
Well, they have a way to fix that. You just adjust it in the options menu. Turn your music up above your sound effects.
Like I said, it will lower all the sound effects, but the chain trigger sound effect will still overpower.
Yep.
I also didn't like how in the closed beta test, the only battle area was Mount Magnus.
Gotcha. Yeah, the more than likely, in fact, we know there's going to be another battle area at launch, and that was that force that they showed us, so we just got to get to launch for that one.
Yep. And then the EXP scaling. And this is most widely shown with Mount Magnus. Once you hit level 10, every single enemy only gives you 1 EXP.
Yep. And because of that, if you don't get lucky and get your tier 3 weapon drop, you're going to have to stay there and get little to no experience, or just little experience as you continue to try to grind for that, or you're going to have to go to the player shop and just buy it off the market.
Or wait for the urgent quest to happen. Because in the North Alio, I got no 3-star drops at all.
Yeah, and what players ultimately ended up doing was they looked specifically for the veteran, or the dread enemies, as they were called, and because those gave an even higher experience amount than what you were getting from the trials in that area.
Oh, I wasn't cursed with luck. I actually was very lucky with getting the 3-star twin machine guns very early on. In fact, I got every single weapon's 3-star weapon. So I had no problem there, and I'm also seeing ways that I can manipulate the market early on. So that's... if I can't do it with materials, I can at least do it with weapons and armor.
Yep. And actually, I'm going to pause the video here real quick, because I want to address what Venera just said here. So one of the things that that we think we figured out for the story here is this area here. Basically, this area was hit by something that fell from the sky and basically created some holes in the ground. But if you take a look here, you can also see these panels on the ground, whereby it looks like they're just ready to go up. Now, we don't know if those panels were there before or after the crash, but more than likely, this structure, they're going to start rebuilding it once those holes get filled in again, because I don't see the people, the ARKS, just wasting those materials, just letting it sit there for a long time. So, more than likely, we're going to see this building come up at some point in the story. Yeah, and here's one of the things that fell to ground.
I'm interested in seeing how they do the story. I'm guessing it's like when you go to specific areas to have cutscenes happen, it's going to be very similar to how PSO2 used to do it. Where you would have to go to specific areas in the open fields in order to have cutscenes happen.
With the old, oh my goodness, it's been so long, I can't remember what it's called. Global, it was called the Paradigm Matrix, and Matterboard. It was the Matterboard in the Japanese version. Yeah, I would love to see something like that come back.
That's probably what's going to happen here. Because I did see one complaint by a lot of global people of how the stories were told. It was just a series of random events that happened. What's going on here? Well, yeah, it made more sense when they did it through the Matterboard system.
Right.
So yeah, that's probably going to make a return, especially since that makes more sense to have it with a open world format.
Yeah, when I get some time, I should actually try going back through my old footage and see if maybe I can chop that up. For how things used to look for the Matterboard.
As long as we don't have to do like mindless grinding for some of the stuff.
Oh yeah, the original Matterboard, that was tough, because you would have to potentially grind the same enemy over and over and over until you got the drop that you needed. That was eventually fixed so that you eventually just got it guaranteed after a certain number of kills. But yeah, we're in terms of the story, we're more than certain at this point. We're starting in West Alio. There's going to be a town on the southwest side of the map, which during the beta was just basically a hole in the ground, but we figured out that that's more than likely where Aleo Town is going to end up at this point. Not the island to the southwest, but if you look immediately north of there, that little circular area, that's what we're talking about. That's probably where we're going to be starting, or rather right after the cutscene where we get woken up from the pod where we fell from the sky, essentially. So that's at least where we're going to start.
I'm curious about how we woke up from that pod, since we're... what was it these people are now called?
The Meteor?
Something involving Meteor?
Yeah, the Meteor.
Meteoran, yeah. We're called Meteorans now. But
we're still ARKS.
An explanation of how... Yeah, we're still ARKS. We're like ARKS defenders now. But I would like to have the full explanation of how we're able to constantly swap between the two different universes.
That's a good point. I don't know if they're actually going to address that one in the story or not.
Came from PSO2.
Yeah, ARKS came from PSO2. It's it's artificial relic to keep species. It was a term originally coined back in Phantasy Star Online 2S, a mobile game add-on.
Yep, PSO, it was Hunters, PSO2, it was Guardian, or no, PSU, it was Guardians, and now PSO2 is ARKS.
Yep. Technically, Algol had Hunters as well.
I think it was Hunters as well. What was it, like, what were the people called in Portable 2?
They were not Guardians, they were Little Wing.
Yeah, they were just Little Wing. And they hated the Guardians.
There were definitely differences of opinion there.
Yeah.
You definitely got that sense once Lumia showed up.
I remember reading Kraz just did not like the Guardians. Speaking of Portable 2, I still need to play more of Infinity.
For me, it's on the list, but it's like, I gotta get through Ambition of the Illuminus first. I started that series, 2 years ago now, and I gotta get back to that. I've got three timelines ready to edit. I just gotta get it edited, and I know what I'm going to try to have that ready for. So it's coming, but don't expect it anytime soon. Let me put it that way. Because we got New Genesis to worry about.
Yeah, still got... We're going to be putting a lot of time into New Genesis.
Yep. And I still got to get back to Phantasy Star Zero, Phantasy Star Online, other games in the series.
I still got my rare hunt in PSO to do.
Speaking of, how is that rare hunt going?
I've been taking a small break from it right now, especially since Nocturne HD came out. So I'm primarily just going to be playing that until I fully beat it.
Gotcha. Alright, do you think this is a good transition point, or is there anything else you want to talk about for New Genesis before we move on?
I thoroughly enjoyed the beta. It's made me so much excited for the full release next month, and I can't believe it's next month. Oh my.
I know.
And yeah. I'm hoping they addressed a lot of the issues that the community had, especially somehow fixing Tector. I don't know what they can do with Tector to make it better, but hopefully they think of something. But yeah, I'm very hopeful, so we'll see what happens. And you?
Yeah, I'm excited. The sense of exploration, this is something we really haven't been able to feel since Phantasy Star Universe. Being able to just walk from one town to another. Granted, you were going through instance areas at the time, but as you, in the online mode, you could basically transition to different areas as you completed missions. So we're getting that sense of things back into the game again, which is a really nice thing. So yeah, I'm really excited for what's going to be coming in the near future with launch. I'm excited to see how the story is going to start, what little mysteries they're going to lay out in breadcrumbs for us to learn what's actually going on with this world. There are still unanswered questions I can't answer about this planet. What's up with the ground? Is it an artificial planet, or is there something else going on? Yeah, there's just... Plus, what can I say? If you have a good combat loop, you can keep playing a game forever and never get tired of it. And that's what we've got here.
Few little issues I have, even then, game's still fun.
Yeah.
If the combat within 5 seconds keeps gripping you, it's a good combat.
Yeah. And any of the negatives that we said here, we're, at least for myself, I'm still at an 80% rating for myself right now, and I'm hoping that with the changes that are coming, that's going to boost it to like a 9 out of 10, or possibly even a 10 out of 10. And what about you?
75 right now. There's still some things I wish to see improvement of, but hey, a lot of that's probably going to be addressed in the full release. So,
yep, we already know there are changes coming that Sega talked about. So, with any luck, we'll be in the game will be much better at that point.
Yep. So, I say that is a good transition to just now starting in with latest news and updates.
Indeed, and actually we do have one last thing to talk about for New Genesis here. Let me bring that up here.
Yep, we got the fourth prologue happening.
Indeed.
Now, sadly, both of us are going to be busy, so we're not going to be able to do a live reaction to this.
There's a chance I might be available, but it's really going to depend. So I can't guarantee that I'm going to be there. But for May 25th at 2100 hours Japanese time, so convert to your time zone. In fact, YouTube does that for you when you click on the English link that's already been set up. So it's coming, and we are expecting to know what the launch date is. It's looking to either be the 9th or the 23rd at this point. Personally, I'm hoping for June 23rd at this point.
I'm hoping for the 9th. I would like it early.
For me, I got a job to worry about, and the 9th would be really inconvenient. I'll put it that way.
True. The 11th would honestly be better. Like, release it on a Friday.
It's possible that they might have to take the PSO2 servers down for a couple of days for this. We'll have to see.
Like, take the servers down on the 9th and then open it on the 11th. There you go.
Yep.
So yeah, we also got new updates for PSO2 on the road to New Genesis coming up here. A lot of things are changing because PSO2 is now entering into maintenance mode.
Pretty much, yeah. Let me, if you want to talk about that first, we can start with that here. So, yeah. Basically, a lot of the stuff that is in PSO2, as you know it currently, goes away, but there are some other things that are going to be in place. Let's just kind of go through the list here. So, we got the end of PSO2 login bonuses, so that's going to stop upon the launch of New Genesis, but there are going to be new login bonuses available in New Genesis, so don't worry, you're still going to be able to get things. You can receive new Salon passes, Star Gems, and Color Change passes from those login bonuses. Also, if you haven't gotten them before, instead of getting them in PSO2, you're going to get these weapon camos and consumables inside of New Genesis instead. Depending upon which platform.
We'll get them in New Genesis as well, since these are technically newish, except for the emote. I still have, I already have that emote, the head grab emote.
Yeah, I guess if anything, we might get the end Halfscape dolls at launch. Let's see. As for items available from PSO2 ARKS missions, the ARKS missions will change, and the amount of the following items will be increased. There's going to be additional Tri-Boost plus 100%, Enhancement Success Rate plus 50%, Augmentation Aid plus 30%, and Lambda Grinders. And then, in terms of the items received from special presents, so this is when you complete one of those recommended quests, you're going to be getting more Tokyo bonus key silvers, Tokyo bonus key golds, Rappy Fever bonus keys, but you will no longer be able to obtain Magatsu bonus keys, but we'll have to see if there's a replacement for that in New Genesis. That's up in the air right now. Sega probably just doesn't want to suddenly have an increase in the way that you obtain Star Gems, since that's also one of the ways that they make money.
Yep. And the end of the Fresh Find Shop.
Finally!
Oh no.
Why is everybody panicking about this? I don't get it!
Insert meme of, oh no, anyway.
So, yeah, the Fresh Find Shop is going to be closed, and as a replacement, you're going to get the Treasure Shop.
Which is just far better.
Yeah, I don't get why everybody is so upset about this. This is a good thing.
Oh, a massive good thing. I don't know. It's probably because it's just the people who have only played Global and never played JP. They don't know how much better the Treasure Shop is.
It could be. It could very well be that. Yeah, we both stepped into this coming in from the Japanese side originally, and now that knowledge is coming out again, and we're saying, don't panic, this is good! You're gonna be able to buy more stuff through Maseta now.
Absolutely, that's the biggest thing.
Yep.
Like, you were not able to buy many things with Maseta through the Fresh Find Shop.
Plus, if you don't want to wait, you don't have to wait for the daily for the daily reset anymore. You can change that whenever you want to now. You have to spend some Star Gems to do it, but you can reset the timer on that. And also, for the most part, everything we're talking about here also applies to the Japanese version as well. This is just sort of one of the exceptions to it, because the global version never had the Treasure Shop. Alright, so, moving on. PSO2 Day. So, you're going to have Fun Earned plus 100%, EXP Earned plus 200%, so that's changing from 100 to 200. Rare drop rate is changing from 100 to 200%. Gathering Fever occurrence rate plus 100%. You're going to have the appearance of the rare enemy ARKS Rappy. There's going to be newly added buffs for item enhancements. So item enhancement aid plus 10%. You're getting a 15% augmentation success rate, or rate rather. So good luck with your Doodoo's and Monikas there. And then enhancement experience plus 15% when enhancing weapons. So we're likely never going to see another 20% on the augmentation success rate, but this is still a very nice buff to be getting on a monthly basis, and people know that they can just prepare for it. The PSO2 Premium User Appreciation Day rewards are going away, but there are going to be events, they say here at the bottom, in New Genesis. Details on that are going to be announced in a later date. Also, the login stamp plus 1 bonus is being removed, and the Tokyo bonus key gold will no longer be distributed, at least not through this method, but as I said before, up here, you're going to be able to get that through the special presents from the recommended quests instead. And also, there's going to be the 222 Star Gem tickets distributed as present for PSO2 Day events. This is going to be within New Genesis.
Also, something else that's... I don't know if it's mentioned here or not, in regards to the sales of the Mission Pass Gold ticket. Is that mentioned here or not?
No, it's not.
Okay, so the Mission Pass Gold ticket is going to be discontinued in PSO2, which makes sense. They're going to be moving on with New Genesis. I don't know if the Mission Pass is even going to be a thing in New Genesis. However, I found something interesting. So, this is actually something going back to New Genesis, is a point that I completely forgot about that I should have brought up. You can access your storage anywhere, which is super nice.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's a bug or not, but if it's a feature that stays in, thank you. I'd love that. But I saw a dev storage. You were able to access dev storage, and in that dev storage was a Mission Pass Gold ticket.
Huh.
I
That's
sent you an
interesting.
image. while we were playing here. Let me see if I can find it. Yep, right here. It was a Mission Pass gold ticket, a 5-star rarity. A ticket for Mission Pass. Using it grants you access to get gold awards in current season. It didn't do anything, but it was there.
We'll have to see if that's a bug or not, because by all accounts, it seemed like they were moving away from the Mission Pass, especially because we know that going forward, every single day you're supposed to be getting a free AC scratch, or at least that's what they've said in the past. So,
and honestly, I'll take the free AC scratch over the Mission Pass.
Yeah.
I'm getting kind of burnt out with Mission Passes.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. It's a lot of the stuff towards the end here is it's just been repeats of what we've seen in the past. But okay, let's move on to the other stuff here. So, upon the launch of New Genesis, the following PSO2 event lobbies and limited time enemies will be released according to the table below. So, the one thing that's missing from here is the Independence Day event, which is interesting. So,
we might, it might change, like, the Tanabata lobby might change with the Independence lobby. They just didn't change that there, so I don't know, maybe, but more than likely, we're just going to get the Tanabata lobby instead.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
Yep, but with showing all this, it just shows that PSO2 is in maintenance mode. It's there for people who want to play it, and that's pretty much it. They're going full focused on New Genesis.
And they haven't said that they're completely done with PSO2. Let's be absolutely clear about that. They may still do something with PSO2 in the future. And in fact, there's still the opportunity for Sega, once New Genesis launches, to bring some of those other events to global, like the aforementioned Emilia and VVN crossover that I mentioned earlier. That could still potentially happen.
14 collab.
Yeah, the 14 collab, which Final Fantasy 14, yeah, getting Odin in the game.
Or the Frontier collab. Yeah.
Yep.
With Frontier dead, it's probably that will never happen.
Yeah, we're more likely going to see something in New Genesis for that, let's be honest. And it looks like the lobbies are going to change, not based on maintenances, but by actual dates here. So it says right here at the bottom, the first half of June is considered to be from June 1st to June 15th, and the second half is from June 16th to June 30th. So they should just be able to change those lobbies without any kind of a delay. Oops. Okay. Aside from that, the next thing we have here is the scheduled urgent quests. So, upon the launch of PSO2 New Genesis, there are going to be no more scheduled urgent quests in PSO2. They will only occur spontaneously.
Yep.
And the urgent quest Twisted with Hatred is currently only available as a scheduled urgent quest, and it will be changed as to occur spontaneously. There will not be advance notice provided for New Genesis urgent quests outside of special occasions such as events. So, yeah, it looks like they're moving away from scheduled stuff entirely, aside from those special events.
Which is kind of upsetting, but it's honestly understandable.
Yep. They basically had to create those calendars every single week and upload it into the server.
If they're going to be focusing fully on New Genesis, it makes sense that they're just going to do random.
Yep. Well, to be clear, it looks like that's the case even for New Genesis as well. It's just going to be random.
And I prefer it being just random, to be honest. I hated playing making sure that I played at specific times just so that I can make sure to do these urgents so I can actually progress on my weapons or my armors, because you had to do the urgents in order to make progress.
Yep.
And if they're going to be getting away from that, that's much more appreciated. I like the less focus on urgent quest.
Yep. Especially since you can do the limit break on weapons and make them even more powerful now. It's just, you're not going to need to worry about that as much in New Genesis. Moving on to features for returning players. Upon the launch of New Genesis, the following features are going to be removed. So the basic survey, receipt of 12-star units, Stella Wall set, as well as the returning player bonus, the Tri-Boost plus 50%, and the effect that gives players one extra item after opening special presents from recommended quests. And they're also getting rid of the display of the returning player icon.
Huh. That's odd that they're getting rid of that, but...
Yep. They're also getting rid of the friend referral system, so that will no longer be available. Players will no longer be able to obtain any ARKS badge blue or white, but if you have any of those, you'll still be able to exchange them for items in the badge exchange shop. And then as for gender settings, because of how New Genesis works with its character creator, instead going forward, instead of male and female, it's going to be Type 1 and Type 2.
Yep, because you can mix and mash everything and just make a dumb abomination. Oh, yeah. So it's a Dooman head, a male Dooman head with a female Newman body, or just a female body, and then cast legs.
I don't know if you can do that. I don't know if cast legs works like that.
Okay. Or you can do a cast body with a human head. Those look funny.
Yep. And then give them Newman and Dooman features like the horn and the ears. And seriously, Sega, allow us to change the tongue color. I'm going to say this again. Change the tongue color and the mouth internal color. Plus, also let us give us more features. Give us characters with fur on them. Give us lizard features and things like that. Go crazy with your character creator. There's so much potential in that thing, and you just have to give it a try. But yeah, that's what we got for the changes coming with the launch of New Genesis. And yeah, we'll see what we're gonna have. They're probably gonna say something about it in the Prologue 4 actually coming up this week. Alright, so we do have some other stuff we need to catch up on for PSO2 before all this happens. So, on the 12th there was a scheduled maintenance. With that, we had the new event, the Sword Art Online collaboration event. The new event and campaign... Say again?
We actually got that.
Yep. Yeah, so we'll see also about the Evangelion one, I guess. We also have the Road to New Genesis event, new content Twisted with Hatred and more, new AC Scratch, the Sakura Splendor, new Fresh Find recommended items, and new campaigns, SAO Cross PSO2 Celebration Campaign, ARKS Appreciation Event Part 2, Casino Boosts and Bonuses, and the Road to New Genesis campaign. So, let's... Go ahead.
The Road to New Genesis event, I believe that's mostly just cosmetic stuff.
I think there are also some experience bonuses and things like that going on. But we'll get to that.
Several different things here, yep.
Let's start off here with the urgent quest that was released here. So, Twisted with Hatred. Basically, for players that have achieved level 100 on both a main and subclass, you can go up against the true Profound Darkness, and you have to beat it within 22 minutes and 22 seconds, and you can only be incapacitated once, because if you get incapacitated twice, then you're basically going to get kicked out and you have to try it again. This is not for average gear, so make sure you equip your best gear with it. And for clearing it once on Ultra Hard, you get 200 Star Gems, and if you clear it with an S rank, then you get another 100 Star Gems on top of that.
Nice.
And then you have a bunch of weapons here that you can obtain. The Rinser Wave, the Darkweave Agile Steel, the World of Guardians.
Oh, the World of Guardians. I love that weapon.
Yep. Plus, you can also get, looks like a Clawsment leg unit from that if you haven't managed to get one yet. You can also get your Nemesis Silica camo as well as your Atlas Relic X camo.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the World of Guardians is originally a Portable 2 weapon, and it is one of the three 15-star weapons in Portable 2. Like the 3 dual blade.
Gotcha.
15-star weapons. That's what I meant by that.
Yeah, as for World of Guardians potential, for Fleet Flash level 3, increases potency by 10%, increases normal attack speed by 15%, and immediately recovers you whenever you're using a mate item. So that is really nice if you just want to be able to pop a mate instantly and not have to worry about the delay. And then the Agile series, Fate Reincarnated level 3, increases potency by 12%, reduces photon point consumption, and recovers 20 photon points every 10 seconds. And then for the Rinser series, you got Gleaming Fang 3, potency up by 13%, landing an attack rather, increases potency by 8%, max photon points by 100, and lowers damage taken by 20% for 20 seconds, duration restored after 1.5 million damage. You also have Ultra Hard mining-based defense operation ending. So this is the one from the end of episode 3 against Apprentice. And for this one, you need at least level 85 on both your main and subclass. And yeah, it's basically an upgraded version of that. And it looks like the rewards for this one are going to be camos, the Occult Crypto, the Clifford, the Xenesis, and the Ephistia camos. You can also get some augments from this. Add S5 Finishing Blow, increases potency by 2%, recovers HP and photon points when sword is sheathed, based on damage dealt to enemies when sword is drawn. Add S7 Concentrated Sweetie, increases movement speed while charging Photon Arts. That one could be potentially nice for Hunter as well.
And also good for Force, since they charge Photon Arts or techniques all the time.
True.
Skydance support, best S8.
Yep. And then Doom Break 3, if you want to get one of your augmented weapons together. And then Might 6 as well is on there, so that's also a nice one to have. And
also Casting 6.
Mm-hmm. And also Aether Soul as well.
And then we also got Queen's Nightmare Earth's Deaths, Ultra Hard.
Yep, so this is against Apprentice in the when you're guiding that tank along, and then you go up into the sky in Luther form.
Yep.
So same deal.
And then, yep, Mission Pass Season 16 here. And
this is the last Mission Pass.
Be sure to complete and claim your prizes from Mission Pass Season 16. There will not be another season, so there is no specified deadline for receiving your rewards. Tier missions will continue to be available as they're another source of EXP and Meseta. However, stars will be lost. SG sales on platform stores will no longer be available since you'll be getting SG in New Genesis instead. And then the Mission Pass Gold Ticket discontinuation. I already talked about this before. Starting on the start of the May 25th maintenance, which is in 2 days, Mission Pass Gold will no longer be available. So if you have any Mission Pass Gold tickets, you can trade them in for 2 EX Tri-Boost 250%, and the premium set packs will become cheaper with the removal of that. I believe they will go down by 300 AC, so it's down to 1200.
I think so.
Premium packs then?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got 1 or 2 gold mission passes, so I'll definitely be trading those in.
And honestly, I'm fine with being done with the mission passes, especially with how long of breaks I've been taking with PSO2. I just haven't had the time to actually do like all the seasons like I was whenever Global first came out. I think I fully completed 7 seasons. And that's that's almost half of them.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm almost done with this season. I just have to finish up the weekly tier ones for this week, and that'll have me done. I don't plan to go into the overrun on this one, since I don't think there's really going to be much worth out of it, to be honest. But yeah, let's move on now to the road to New Genesis here. Let's see. They've got a welcome back campaign going on here, and for that, for anybody that logs in during the campaign period, you immediately get 3 bonus key rainbows, 10 tri-boost plus 150%, 10 EX tri-boost plus 100%, and 50 star gem, and you can pick those up immediately via the Visiphone. As for qualifying players, all members of an alliance who have had members return to PSO2 by the end of the campaign, you're going to get a 50 star gem ticket, as well as the 545 Neil. That's going to be distributed on July 7th. And then all members of an alliance who had a new PSO2 player join by the end of the campaign, you'll get a Star Gem 50 ticket, as well as a 258 Lean on Hands emote. And once again, that'll be distributed at the...
qualify with being a returning player, because again, it's been a while since I've actually fully logged on to PSO2.
I think so. We might have gotten it already, but if you want to try logging on real quick, go ahead.
I know I do this podcast, yet I haven't been on PSO2 much. Shameful.
We've gotten all the time that we need out of PSO2 at this point. It's for me, I've been playing this game since 2011 or 2012 rather, with the second alpha. So it's been a long time for a single game, and it's time to move on. Yeah. I'll still be back occasionally because I got to get footage for archival purposes, but that's about it. Let's see. And here's what those emotes look like. There's also a PSO2 New Genesis Twitter retweet and Facebook campaign going on. So for each tier of the Twitter campaign where you use the hashtag PSO2 NGS giveaway, we're going to be getting a 50 Star Gem ticket. And then if we reach 10,000 retweets, then we get the STP Matoy Beacon stamp, which will be useful in New Genesis.
And feeling ambitious, if you go even higher than that on 5 more tiers, that's an additional 250 SG.
Yep, 50 for each tier.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the Level Up Support Boost event. For running any leveling quest, you're going to get a 400% experience earn boost from that. That including Disturbing Whistle of Chaos, Menace of the Bewitched Castle, The Silence Born of Chaos, A Broken World of Twisted Shadows, and Chaos Renderer of Tranquility.
Maybe I should just get on and just actually level up all the alts that I made.
Did you get all your classes to level 100?
Nope.
So keep in mind, there's also that campaign where you get star gems for each class you have at level 100. They don't talk about that here, but it's something that if you haven't done, make sure to take advantage of that, because that campaign is going to be ending in the future as well.
I believe that will be ending with NGS's launch.
Could be. As for an item giveaway here, if you complete any urgent quest 3 times, you get the Rappy Egg Bag. 5 urgent quests gives you the Rappy Egg Bag /B, so a variant on that. And 7 times gives you the Bunny Hairband, which is an accessory for your head. And then there's a second item giveaway. This first one ends with the maintenance upcoming this week. There's a second part to this, which ends once New Genesis service begins. So for completing 3...
It's the same thing. Clear the urgent quest, and you'll get bunny ears, War God helmet, and Dawn Halo emote. Oh boy, that is just holy.
Oh yeah. And then there's a New Genesis boosted enhancement. This is going from now, or rather from the 12th, until New Genesis launches. So this is your last chance to get a 20% augmentation success boost.
And then the countdown bonus. So 7 days prior to the official launch, you'll be able to get 30 star gems every day, and until the official service begins.
Yep. So that's another 210 star gems. I'm stacked with as many star gems as I think I'm going to need for quite some time for New Genesis.
Yeah, I have like 1,200 or something.
Oh, I got like 16,000 right now.
Jesus.
But again, that's because I was constantly going for star gem clothes from the player shop. All right. Moving on, we do have the Sword Art Online collaboration event here. Let's take a quick look at this.
Yay! All the Kiritos are finally validated.
Uh-huh. Yep, so Kirito and Asuna show up in the game. There is a title that you're given for viewing the first cutscene. And if you put that title on, well, good luck trying to log out.
You can't, by the way.
Yeah. Technically, you can if you Alt F4.
Nice little Easter egg, and I love it.
Yeah.
And by the way, that is a thing in the JP side as well. If you apply that title, the logout button is gone.
Yep. Yeah, so many series have used that concept at this point. I mean, you have Sword Art Online, you had Log Horizon, I think, which was another, and then the original one that did it was... Second?
Dot Hack did it first.
Yep, Dot Hack.
Yep. How'd you get the title? Just complete the client orders. Yep. Dot Hack did it first before SAO, obviously. But another big thing is with Dot Hack, good luck trying to get into it. What?
Yes.
I believe there's like some anime that you need to watch first before you even start the first game.
It's Luminality, and yeah, it's it was packaged with the game when it came out. So the game came with 2 DVDs, one which was a video DVD, which had the first episode of Luminality, and then there was also the prequel. Technically, there was both a prequel game as well as a prequel anime. The game was called Fragment, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, Dot Hack Fragment. I don't know if that officially got released here. Hold on, because I know
I don't think so.
There are fan servers of it.
Correct. And then the anime was Dot Hack Sign, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, it did get released in Japan, just never anywhere else.
Right.
But yeah, there is an English version of it that private servers is still a thing.
Yep. So yeah, they come with their own story, which you can access through the quest counter menu, and then you've got all the outfits that you could possibly want, as well as the Kirito and Asuna voice tickets, which is nice to see. You've also got some SAO posters, actually it's a poster and a rug here, it looks like. And then there are also login bonuses going on right now. Looks like there's no end to this at this point here, which is interesting. But every day you log in, you're going to get 2 1 million experience tickets, as well as 3 EXP earned plus 100%. And if you log in for 5 separate days, you get the SAO Cross PSO2 poster. Alright, moving on from SAO, we also have a get special presents from recommended quests. So, completing 3 recommended quests, 5 recommended quests, and 10 recommended quests. For 3 of them, you get 5 Tokyo bonus key golds, as well as a Tokyo bonus key rainbow. For 5 of them, 5 special presents, you get 5 more Tokyo bonus key golds, as well as 2 rainbow Tokyo bonus keys. And completing 10 recommended quests will give you 5 EXP earned, 5 EXP earned plus 100%. My goodness, that is a tongue twister. Plus a 3 of the Tokyo bonus key rainbows. So yeah, if you still need more augmentation passes, you're basically getting a boatload of them right now. I think I'm sitting on like 10 of those right now, and I haven't run them yet. And moving,
they're just giving all these out to just get people to get to level 100 in all the classes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yep. And yeah, more fresh find shop stuff.
Yep. So the Cam Daram robe set, as well as the Taklidia robe set, and the Sweet Mary set. And then you got a bunch of triggers here, but why would you use these when you could just buy them from the bad shop instead? All right. We also have the Sakura Splendor AC Scratch. Let's take a look at this. So the Love Bloom Lyric. Those platform shoes there.
Oh boy. That's it's just a big giant M.
Yep.
Oh, and even for the males, and that's even worse. It's just 2.
Yeah. I guess if you want to make yourself taller.
Yeah, it makes yourself look taller, but that must be so uncomfortable to walk on. Oh.
Yep. You got the Treyon color variant set for the male cast.
It just looks like they have a ship right on their chest there.
Yep.
It's like the head of a ship.
Yep, and the Eros color variant set for the female cast. Of course, once New Genesis comes along, that is no longer going to be a thing, male and female cast. You got the Dracul cloak there. Gothic Lantern looks kind of nice. And you got some more dances.
Yay, dancing! Just by the way, know about what the way that Global is currently, with how stupidly easy it is to get Meseta. The market is super inflated, especially for all these emotes.
I know. I recently put up some new bold swimsuits on the market, and yeah, they're just not going to make as much Meseta as they were originally going to, as I had hoped.
Yeah.
So taking a look at what we got here, we got the Type 3 Straightjacket M. So I guess if you wanted to give yourself like an extra set of hands, that's a nice thing to see.
It's like a bunch of hands.
Yeah.
It looks like you just have your regular 2 hands, and then you have like the big hands that are disconnected.
Actually, where are your hands on this?
I think it looks like it's kind of folded up, maybe?
Maybe. Oh yeah, across the chest there. I see what you're saying. Yeah. It kind of looks like like Persona when he's in his elder phase a bit. And then you also got the Garuda aesthetic. You got the Mercunia for the female races, so yeah, doesn't leave much to the imagination there.
Nope.
And then you got the blossoming hairstyle. That is a crazy one there.
Oh, very, very crazy, huh? Oh, it's a straitjacket? Yeah, it kind of looked like a straitjacket.
And then the dark eyes.
Oh, God.
I know.
Look into the abyss of the eyes.
Yep, and then you also got transparent pupils as well. Let's see. I guess if you wanted some, like, ram horns or something like that, you could put those on as well. And you've also got these long feather wings as well.
Ooh.
A little bit different from the other wings we've seen in the past that had feathers on them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got a Sereno line. And then the Dracul coats, which looks like that comes in 3 color variants.
Yeah, it's the Dracula, it looks like. And of course, you got all the different emotes.
Yep, your elemental transition for this one is wind. And then as for your bonus rewards, let's see.
Performance
Looks
10.
Yeah, there's, looks like there's, yeah, it's at 45 pulls on this, and, that's, looks like that gives you something similar to... Actually, I'm not sure what that is. I thought maybe that was Kuna's or something. Alright, and then, we do have another fun scratch here.
Fun! Oh, the fun is going to go away.
You know, I think that's like the first time you've actually said that and the thing didn't break up, for at least
yeah,
in
because
several...
I now have an interface now, so it shouldn't break out now.
Nice.
Oh, or let me say it more how I would normally say it. Oh my, fun! Did it break out then?
Nope.
Ha ha!
So good on you.
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, so, nose whip. Interesting thing.
Oh. Just a whip on your nose, okay.
Yeah. Let's see. You got some triangle earrings.
That's adorable.
Say again?
The little pin neck pouch, that's adorable.
Oh, yeah. And then we also have a compact camera. And some leg thrusters.
Fits better on a cast, obviously.
Yeah. And then a bunch of stickers. Miniature down sticker.
That's a weird looking wrappy, but alright.
Yep. And an Archimus sticker as well.
And then repeats from the last one.
Uh-huh.
Those shades, though.
Yep. Those shades. I don't think we actually covered this, so let's look through this real quick.
The fish is dumb.
Yep. There is the joke corrupted core here.
Oh.
Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna have to...
Going back to New Genesis real quick, I did notice the enhanced enemies, they had some sort of core thing on them.
Yep, it's like a little battery pack or something like that, and you have to break that. In fact, that's what one of the Cocoon quests was like. Say again?
I wonder what the backstory is involving that.
Could have something to do with their origins. We'll have to see.
Wait, it's just not part of New Genesis? Yeah, I know that.
That's the first I'm hearing.
Still, it kind of pretty much is. Fun is only going to be a thing in PSO2, but it's not going to be in New Genesis.
Yeah, that would make sense. Especially, how are you going to? What are they going to do with that item that's in the shop where you can convert X cubes into fun? Although I have to wonder what's to be of the fun scratch.
Yeah, I wonder as well. Because I know that once PSO2 is in maintenance mode, there will be permanent scratches that you can do.
Well, speaking of those, we actually have those now. They were actually starting next. No, they are out now. The Rewind Heroes as well as the Rewind Heroines. So, everything that is listed in this is not the entire list. No. There are so many more in this thing.
Basically, this is the permanent scratch. A lot of previous like outfits and suits and stuff that were in a lot of previous scratches are now in these permanent scratches.
Yep,
not
and even
like are accessories part of it as well?
I think so, and even some Japanese exclusives are now in this, I believe.
Oh, interesting.
And for bonus rewards going forward on these sets, you just get a free scratch ticket every 15 draws. And it is the same over here with the Rewind Heroines, so just a whole bunch of these. So yeah. The only thing that we don't have yet, and I don't know when they're going to do this, but a permanent, or maybe it's already in these and they're just not showing them here. But the cast sets.
Yeah. Because that would be annoying to try to get the cast outfits.
Yep. All right, so. Couple of days, or rather, I guess it's technically... No, it would have ended by now. The PSO2 Premium Appreciation Day. So this was the last one. So, yeah. I hope everybody enjoyed those last boosts here. Including the Star Gem tickets from that. And then we do have a maintenance coming up on the 25th. And we'll find out what's coming with that. Is it going to have the... Is it going to have the new graphics mode? Is it going to have the screenshot studio? We don't know yet! But we will see. And then these were all the changes with New Genesis again. Alright, so let's move on now to Idola here. So, for Global Idola, so on May 5th there was an update which brought in a new chapter as well as the new character Papona. Matoy is back now, and the there was a Star Festival selection gacha. There was a compensation of a 3-star gacha ticket as well as 100,000 Meseta to each player from that. And because that maintenance got extended, an additional 500 free star diamonds were given out as well. As for the Japanese side of Idola, oh boy, have they had a bunch of updates here.
Oh, a lot of updates.
Yeah, so version 2.9 has released, including Episode 2, Record 6 Recapture. They also have a new quest type here called the Tower Quest. Now, I haven't had a chance to check this out yet. Or actually, no, it doesn't start until later this week, actually, so... Nobody's been able to check it out, so we don't know yet if this is similar to the PSO2S Tower Quest, or if it's going to be something else, so we'll have to see. But it is solo content, and you just fight through difficult stages and get more rewards. There's also an updated lineup for the first time limited paid 5-star character nomination. So there are going to be 35 new 5-star characters to choose from, including Starfest characters.
Ooh.
There's also an update for the shop. Hero Insignia shop gives you the Star Support Virginius. When you apply a support effect that increases defense to a target, also increase their attack by 15% or 20% at maximum potential. There's also a potential ability, support effects that this character casts last 2 or more turns are extended by 1 extra turn. And you can exchange for this for 500 Heroes Insignia. There's also an update to the Descent Medal shop. When you exchange all 20 Universal Weapon Fragment class, another 10 will be exchangeable for 7,000 Descent Medals each. Going on with the 2.5-year anniversary, there is a daily free 10-pole Dream Star Festival. That is lasting until June 4th. There's also the, as part of a step-up Star Festival, Matoy Innocent Determination here. So that is going to last until June 8th. There's also another step-up nomination featuring 3 selection gachas in the Anniversary Eve. Another selection gacha will be held featuring all 15 characters featured before, and you can see all of them here. And hello, Ryu Pichu.
Yep. And I just want to bring up another thing, since we're on the topic of the mobile games here. What's going to happen to S?
I have no idea. They haven't said anything, but I did check out their website recently, and it looks like they're still doing updates to that.
Huh.
So I guess we'll see. Alright, they are making gacha changes, so character and symbol separation. Until now, both symbols and characters could be gotten from the same gacha. Following the update, symbols can only be gotten from the symbol gacha, and characters only from the character gacha. This will cause rebalance of the different rarity rates. The end result causes a higher odds to get a 5-star character.
Nice.
Alright. So yeah. Makes me wonder what's going to happen to that one where the game initially opens. I'm trying to remember now if that one just gave you just characters. It might have only given you characters from that one.
I think it might increase. But
okay.
It's nice that they're actually, like, it's always nice whenever gachas actually make getting the better rewards easier.
Yep. Ryopichu, I think for new Genesis models, I think they're just going with the default character model if one of those characters signs into PSO2S. Okay, system improvements. Reduce storage usage. So, in order to help reduce the app storage use, a new function, Reduce App Storage Use, can be chosen from the title screen under Transfer Support and from the game setting. So I guess that's if you downloaded some of the extra content after and you want to get rid of it, but still have the core game on there. Also, they fixed, let's see, there was a problem with brigades that would fight each other multiple days in a row. This has now been changed so you can only face a specific brigade once every 7 days. And they increased the total of save party formations from 10 to 12. There's also collection quest changes. They increased the drop rate for the exchange currency. Also changed the lineup of the exchange shop. And then weekly Descent quests. Starting with this patch, Descent quests will go on a weekly rotation, changing every Tuesday. So, with May 25th, there's going to be a Theater Delusion Fire. For June 1st, there's going to be a Theater Remnant Wind. For June 8th, there's going to be a Hydra Diablos Water. For June 15th, it's going to be Cetus Eclipse Fire. And June 22nd is going to be Scorpio Abyss Wind. And then Amani's special training dojo change. So it's going to be changed to a weekend only Amani's intensive training, special training dojo. And this is going to happen every Saturday to Monday. Or Saturday to Sunday, and it ends as Monday rolls over. And the quest clear status will be reset every week as well, so you can get that first clear reward as well.
And they buff various characters, like a lot of the base versions of characters.
Yep, so they now have stats that match episode 2.
Yeah, specifically Stella, Rosalinda, and Jasper.
Yep. And that's just one update. We still have some other updates to go through here, because we were away for a bit here.
Yep, more updates. Woo!
So we got the EX series Melvi Gacha. This is lasting until this upcoming week, so if you haven't taken advantage of this one yet, get in there. You're guaranteed Melvi EX at the end of the first 2 rounds of this step-up gacha. And there is a descent quest, Scorpio Abyss. We're gonna skip through most of the symbols at this point here for these. Yep, and in participating in this descent quest, Melvi EX is going to benefit from a stat boost in this quest. Gotta say, I do like the artwork on this one, though. And then, of course, you get your typical assortment of star diamonds for clearing this on advanced, super, and extreme modes. And you got your star diamond cell, which we always tell you to stay away from.
It's for the whales.
As well as the new character celebration limited doll pack sale. Same thing here.
Yep.
And then, I think this is the last one. There's the 2.5 Anniversary Eve Choose a Character Gacha, although we're actually past the period of this one, but you were able to choose a character as part of this, whichever one you wanted it here. This one, they also had a paid gacha for this as well. Yeah, just a whole bunch of gachas here for the characters that you wanted, whether you were using your free or star diamond, or your free or paid star diamond. Sorry.
And then they had a step up one, making a where if you did it at the 5th one, then you guaranteed got a character.
Yep. And even more characters here for the gacha, for the choose a character. And there is technically still ongoing right now the second part of the limited collection quest. And the stall on this one is a little bit interesting. At the start of the final battle, increase HP recovery by 10 or 25%, and increase speed by 5 or 12%. That lasts for 2 turns. And the potential on that increases it to 3 turns instead of 2. And once again, whales for your Platinum Dolls pack. And that finally catches us up on Idola.
Now, we still got other updates to talk about.
Oh, yeah, we're not done here yet. And we've already been going for about an hour and 30 minutes or so.
Actually, almost 2 hours now.
Let's move on to Clementine. So, Zance, why don't you go ahead and take this one?
All right, so Clementine has some pretty big updates, including a brand new event that the developers made. So, anyway, this is an update from May 7th. Enemies will now no longer drop the next tier drop if a level modifier pushes them over, e.g. if an enemy is level 145 and has a +5 modifier. This is to prevent issues appearing in S2 and later, where nearly half the enemies would not drop the correct tier item due to level modifiers. Enemies will have new items to be acquired at level 150 plus. Seed Guardian SH now has level 1 Incapacitate with its rifle shot in game. Ew. An issue with Belbuna was resisting technic damage by 75% has been resolved. Bosses. Dark Facus 2's meteor attack will now stun 100% of the time. Ew.
Yeah, so I gotta make sure I always fire off my my Raffle Buster now.
Yeah. Further adjusting dragon attack data to fix issues with their walking, dealing more damage depending on the direction they walk. Yeah, that needs to be fixed. Missions. A bunch of different 5 missions, it looks like, got their S2 difficulties added in. Tunnel recapture and Caves of Ice will have received clear boxes on S2 difficulty. Well, that's nice. And Caves of Ice and Snowcap Screamer have swapped start counters. And all S2 missions will receive 2 PA fragments instead of 1. So giving more incentive to farm the S2 missions if you still need more PA fragments.
Yep, that's being finesse rank clear.
Mm-hmm. Drop rates of all items in C and B rank boxes have been increased. Nice. Drop rates for items in S rank rare missions have been slightly increased. Also greatly appreciated. Following missions will now receive S rank difficulty, which is Beach Bum Beast and Sinner's Banquet. And that's it. Items. Scrap recycling board have had their scrap requirements lowered. 2, 4, 6 for CBAS respectively. Recycle S scrap boards is now available at the Synthesis shop and will give a random S rank wood, metal, or hard material. Chevalier Edge is now available. Ephorista Spellstones are now available. Vol Brothers Snapshot. PM Device 0 is available at the Variety Shop, and it's able to reset your partner machine to default settings. So if you messed up with feeding your partner machine, you can then reset it. Purple Freesias can no longer be placed on a single space. Maggie Processor's manufacturer has been corrected. And model correction for Shag Zaza, Peacebreaker, Diabolic Gauntlet. Pom Pom Smash had its rarity and rank corrected, and Izanagi had a visual effect corrected. And S boards had their price increased from 30k to 50k, and A boards had their price increased from 7.5k to 15k. Neta Note has been added to box drop boxes. Okay.
Yep. And those grinder boards, they've been placed into boss drop boxes as potential wards.
Mm-hmm. Rogue Siblings. This is a new thing that they added. A pair of rogues have traveled from Il Cabo Base and stopped to set up camp at Viotonga. A brother and sister, these rogues are rumored to be selling unique blueprints for weapons not found anywhere else. If you're interested in what they have to offer, you might be able to find them camped out in the fire pit place. And they offer you, looks like 8 unique boards. Uberkrata Headbutt, Ryukutas Storm, Delna D-Blade, Delna D-Blaze, Assassin Cross, Assassin Dagger, Dilna Zen Blades, and Kamazli Rod. I believe all of those weapons were Japanese exclusive.
They might have been.
Mm-hmm. Grinding system has been improved, and this is a big one. So,
oh yeah,
grinding weapons will no longer break if you fail the grind. So if you're grinding up a weapon and then it drops down to, and then it fails, instead of it dropping down to a 0.9, it'll just revert back to 0.10. However, it's now harder to actually grind. Grinding success has been lowered.
Yep.
Grinders below +10 are now much closer together to success rate to encourage use of more grinders. And any previously broken weapons will return to their initially unbroken state of X/10. And we got a new exchange mission, Dark Crystal Seeker. It'll be available on the 5th floor of the Guardians Colony. Clamp Manuel has been tasked with collecting megaspheres and is giving out unique rewards to Guardians who bring him lots of them. You'll be also able to compress mega photons and mega drops, which subsequently will compress into megaspheres. And there are unique items that you can find there. And they have a page specifically for the Crystal Seeker. Prototype weapon systems. This confused me initially whenever I got it. Like, I actually was able to get one of the prototypes, and I was so confused by it. So, rare prototypes of weapons have started appearing throughout Garal, recently, supposedly from a recent Kubara manufacturer's warehouse being raided. These prototype weapons are unstable compared to their mass-produced counterparts, but exhibit modifications not seen elsewhere. These modifications appear to alter the weapon's functionality, providing certain benefits such as increasing attack power or range of effectiveness. So these prototypes, they drop as 15 stars.
I haven't had one drop myself, but yeah, I believe it.
I had a TCSM drop as a prototype weapon. And yeah, I was so confused because it dropped as a 15 star. But after someone explained that, oh yeah, prototypes drop as 15 stars. All right. I get it now. And also a new system that they added in, the Guardians Quest system. It's a new initiative from the Guardians organization in 2021. The Guardians Quest system offers daily and weekly rewards for fulfilling certain tasks in the field. So basically, it's either like complete specific quest or kill specific enemies this many times. It's that kind of stuff. And you get rewards for it.
Yep, so that being EXP boosters, MP boosters, Meseta boosters, rare enemy boosts, as well as drop rate boosters as well.
Yeah, all of these items were Japanese exclusive through the Guardians Cash system. So it's nice to have them in this private server system that doesn't involve any kind of extra thing like the Guardians Cash.
Oh yeah.
Nanoblast. An issue was discovered with the Nanoblast damage formula that caused levels past 100 to gain massive amounts of damage. Fix for this issue has been applied, but it has lowered current level 99 Nanoblast damage by about 1,000.
Manuel, no, we've already gone through the changes for PSO2. We're looking at Clementine now.
Yeah, this is PSU Clementine, a private server. Can you continue on here?
Yeah. So, master types are now available. These types are specialized in a certain area of combat and can achieve level 50 Photon Arts. This includes your Phi Master, your Gun Master, and your Master Force. There are also, these types also come with titles for achieving level 5, level 10, level 15, and level 20. Level 50 and above titles will be in a future update. For Forte Fighter, they have received a 3% boost to HP, 5% boost to ATP, and 7% boost to ATA. There is an issue discovered with types that prevents them from achieving level 200, therefore the maximum type level will now be level 125. The MP required to achieve level 125 will be the same as if it was still level 200, so good luck getting there.
Yeah, I think it requires over 5 million MP in order to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, and after level 100, there aren't any boosts to stats, if I remember correctly. Yep. So
it is purely for bragging rights, and that's it.
Yep. As for changes to Photon Arts, Shinbu Shorenzan received a power modifier on the second combo, reduced for levels 11 to 40. Renzen Saidenga, power modifier on the third combo increased by 100% at all levels. Target count increased from 2 to 3 for the first combo. And Manuel, yes, I went through the original Phantasy Star series for Alkyl. Let's see, Bogo Roboto.
Power Phantasy Star guy, by the way.
Yeah. Power modifier on the second combo increased by 30% at all levels. The hitbox angle for the second combo has been slightly increased. Bogazuba, hitbox angle has been slightly increased. Renkai Byolzan, power modifier on the second combo increased by 10% at all levels. Hisho Jinrenzan, power modifier on the second combo increased by 20% at all levels. Target count increased from 3 to 4 on the second combo. Spinning Break hitbox angle has been increased for all combos. Angareta target count on the third combo increased from 5 to 6 at levels 21 to 50. Spiral Dance power modifier on the third combo increased by 20% for levels 21 to 50. Dust Daga's target count increased from 3 to 4 on the second combo for level 11 to 50. And Anga Dugrega hitbox angle widened on all combos. For bullets, the Barada Zagenga bullet count has been reduced to 4 at levels 25 to 30. This was accidentally increased to 5 at level 25. And power modifier reduced by 30% at all levels. HP effects power level 4 at level 31 to 40 and level 5 at level 31 or 41 to 50. So, Barada Maga power modifier reduced by 40% at all levels. Photon point cost increased at levels 11 to 50. Twin penetration power modifier increased by 65% at all levels. That could actually make that kind of useful. The Masei Shiki bullet count reduced from 4 to 3 at level 21 plus. And the Chosei Sho no longer has charm. Huh. That's interesting that they got rid of that. Techniques. Regret has been added to the Resident Security Department shop. As for system... Go ahead.
Grant's good. Raw Grant's good.
Yep. For system changes, the level cap has been increased to level 100. And
Which it's been increased now with a later update.
Yep, we'll get to that shortly here.
Mm-hmm.
An experience boost has been implemented, which will increase experience gain by 50% on a decreasing curve based on a player's current level and the current level cap minus 15. So for a level 1...
Great for newer players finally getting, newer players that are getting into the game, and also people who tried getting into the game and just didn't really click, I guess.
Yep, or for players that need to catch up.
Yep. For me personally, it's going to be good for getting my ults up.
Gotcha.
I've been really meaning on doing that.
Let's see, with for a level cap of 100, the experience boost stops at level 85, and as the player gets closer to 85, the experience boost decreases. The type requirement text at the 5th floor NPC has been fixed. An issue where neutral bullets and techniques for dealing extra damage against neutral enemies has been resolved. Oh, that's a shame. An overflow for EXP acquired at max level has been implemented. Every 50,000 experience acquired while at max level will be converted to 5 mission points. So, no more EXP full.
Nope. And it's kind of a thing that is there just because gas isn't a thing yet.
Right.
And I don't know if gas will become a thing.
It might not. They have to figure out how that whole thing worked.
Mm-hmm. It would be nice to eventually have gas, though.
It would. Being able to put those extra customizations on your character would be nice. Alright, all synthesis swords will now be able to achieve a 100% success rate if the partner machine is level 100 in that respective item type field. That is huge.
Oh, massive. It really puts emphasis on making sure that you build up your partner machines on your 4 characters.
Yep. And then there's just no chance that you're ever going to fail at a synthesis again. The minimum percentage that a striking weapon or armor can synthesize at now will scale upwards based on the level of the partner machine, up to 20% at level 100.
Mm-hmm.
This only affects standard photons. Nanophotons will still have a 30% minimum override. They also fixed an issue where Newmans would gain 100 extra EVP at level 41, or 47 rather, and they would then lose that EVP at 48, so... that's a funny one. Service statistics and more player information can now be found in the player status page. This page will
greatly appreciated.
Oh yeah. This page will display player stats, active boost items with timers, total number of players online, and the top 3 most popular lobbies with how many players and parties are in each. Parties will now have a single randomizer created and seeded each time a mission is started to resolve issues of the global randomizer getting stuck in bad loops after running for multiple weeks. DNR on boxes has been removed, and DAR will now take the role of the tier down mechanic for boxes, and is now a static rate of 20% per player. DAR will no longer increase each time a player joins the mission. Due to this change, Meseta will no longer drop from boxes, but now an item should always drop from a box. If a box drops nothing, please report the box.
Yep.
The command drop notice.
Drop
Go ahead.
every single time. Something should drop every single time.
Yep. The command /drop notice can be used to turn off the drop notification. And the /commands no blind and /drop notice command will now save to your character, removing the need to always reset each time you log in. Actually, I think later they say no blind isn't working yet.
Yeah, no blind isn't fully implemented. It will be eventually, though.
Yep.
And now, the big thing.
Yep, you want to take this?
A brand new event that the developers made from the ground up, pretty much. This is Illuminus Connection, the first custom Clementine event. It's available at Paracabana Coast, which is the same place where you did Beach Bum Beast. Rumors surrounding the Illuminus and Endrum groups conducting illegal experiments within the Paracabana jungle have been spreading around Garal. The AMF and Guardians have been tasked with investigating the jungle and beach areas far from the resort to find any and all leads to where the Illuminus and Endrum might be residing. Fulian Kurtz is leading the investigation. For those who wish to partake in this operation, meet Fulian Kurtz with your team at the resort in Paracabana Coast. This event will keep track of all monsters killed and all S-rank clears in order to give out milestone rewards, which I believe the 3rd milestone reward has been met, so there is a ×2 EXP boost applied.
Nice.
Yeah. This mission is highly recommended for completing a party and is not solo friendly. Honestly, I like that. Like more party focused stuff.
Yep. It's kind of like a Bruce's Dungeon in a way.
Yep. So, enemies. Volfu no longer reduces range damage when given the shield buff. Okay. A few boxes in Mizuraki Defense that did not have a real box ID have turned into trees. Okay. Rabble Rod can no longer be equipped by master classes. Sorry, PP generates. Sell price has been adjusted to proper value. Kreia Doubles Plus and Twin Naclaws Plus are no longer account bound. That's appreciated. Scape Doll maximum quantity has been increased to 5. Yay!
Yep.
Thank you.
That's a nice one.
Oh, very nice one. There are some things that I really like to solo, personally, since there's not going to be that many people who actually want to party with me doing some missions that don't have good drops.
Right.
So, it's nice to have an increase of Scape Dolls. Chevalier Edge rarity has been increased to 10, and that's it. Photon Charge Cosmo has been added to Consumable Shop for 5,000 Meseta, which is appreciated. I like the Cosmo ones.
Yep, just refills all your weapons, photon points in one shot.
Yep. Much appreciated. Dilnazin Blades, requirement of 10 Epharista Spellstones have been lowered to 5. So it's just easier to get. Alright.
Yep.
Germinus Ganook now has a firing sound. And
So it
Grinder
was silent
Base
before.
has increased in S2 difficulty missions. And
right.
you want to rest here?
Yep. So types, Master Force titles should now be correctly labeled. Forte Fighter now has access to Freeze Trap G. They fixed an issue with photon point generation, regeneration rather, being set to 100% on Master types. So for Phi Master and Master Force, they now have a 180% photon point modifier, while Gun Master has 210%. For the Guardian's quest system, all weekly quests and the daily dynamic quests have had their requirements reduced by 50 to 70%. Yeah, when I saw that initially, I said that's a bit much. The quest to break 200 containers has been reduced to 150 containers. For Photon Arts, Regrant now uses Damage Reflect level 1 as its status effect. And for system changes, the level cap has been increased to level 104. They fixed an issue with the sound effect prototype, or SE prototype, giving no variance instead. Fixed an issue where striking prototype weapons were not dropping with a minimum element of 40%. Fixed an issue where an RCSM rather, were dropping with range prototype enhancements that couldn't be used. They will now drop using the striking enhancement table. The /drop notice command should now properly save to your character. A new command has been added to use consumable items. /use cons item name will use an item in your inventory. So that's nice in that you could potentially program a macro to do that now.
Yeah, that's honestly really nice.
Yeah. An issue where the tier down mechanic on boxes was improperly setting the tier and giving nothing has hopefully been resolved. And they ask players to continue to report any boxes that drop nothing after this change. And we're still not quite done with Clementine just yet here. There have been additional updates. Let's see, let me see if I can fix this here. Here we go. For this one, the Pico Hammer now drops from Jago Act level 150. The Mugen Burga now drops from Bead Grood at level 150. Consumable boxes in the clear box section have been replaced with armor boxes. I believe this is with the current running event that this is for. Whoops. Neptuline and Cephid drop rate has been increased for the event. Uranceline now drops from the event. Star Atomizer, Copernia, and Olpad have been added to the box area drop list in the event. Ferroline Nanocern requirement reduced from 30 to 15. The event has had its MP payout boosted by 2.25% on S-rank clears, Meseta payout boosted by 1.6 times. Global Meseta drops have been increased by 1.5 times. The Negro Tathlum crossbow is now S-rank, and the Alchemist Shadow SC boost has been reduced to the proper value of 15%. And they fixed a wrong box ID in the clear box section. Further from that, there's also additional changes here. The Alchemist Shadow SC boost has been increased from 15 to 20%. Master Force and Gun Master photon point regen values corrected for real this time. Milestone 4 boosts are now active, 8 Royal Coins and boosted drop rates for event boxes. Area boxes have been overhauled, allowing functionality for specific specifying drops per rank, per area for boxes. For now, only the event mission area has been given new boxes, or new drops in the box area loot. All other areas will be updated gradually over time. This is still an experiment, so... and also, they've added some debugging code to boxes that may drop nothing in an attempt to figure out why. So, if you get a box with nothing, feel free to let the team know so they can, along with the general time, so they can figure out what's going on there. And one more update.
To actually drop something. And yeah, one last update.
Okay, so the weapons in the area box loot for the event have had their drop rate lowered, and Neptuline and Cepheid have been added to the area box loot in S1 and S2 in the event. The clear box drop rates have been increased in the event for S2. PSU Disc 69 can now be sold at NPCs.
Nice.
Conversion boards for 10 to 14 star ores have been created and placed in the synthesis shop in Colony 2F. Bionic Edge now has the correct visual effect. Rulicon now has the correct rank. Twin Ancient Sights now has the correct effect. Flower/Power now has 90% striking and ranged photon point consumption. They lowered the /no blind level limit from 21 to 11. No, it still doesn't save. I can't look until next week sometime. And they added an experimental fix for empty boxes in rare missions. And once again, let the team know if you still have these.
Yep. And that is all the updates for Clementine.
Yes.
Ugh.
Almost done here. We got one more little thing we got to talk about, and that is Ephinea.
Yes, this is small. This is just a small thing. All right, so Easter event is now officially over. So make sure you now spend all of your Easter eggs that you've gotten. And Hunter Booster Road was changed to Endless Nightmare 3, Phantasma World 3, and War of Limits 3. Each one is from episode 1, 2, and 4 respectively. And there are 2 new quests that are available. We got the Road to Nowhere, which can be found under episode 1 Retrieval. This is a 4-player version of This Must Be the Place. The other new quest is Random Attack Zerd Rev 2, which can be found under episode 2 Maximum Attack. And wiki pages were made for both of these. Some quests had a rare crash fixed if you warp during the camera zoom in at quest clear, and the cave skip in Maximum Attack 4th Stage 1A has been patched, and it was patched in 1R last weekend. So yeah, that was a thing that was happening. So Maximum Attack 4th Stage was the HBR during the Easter event, and there was a thing that people were doing which skipped the entirety of caves. So you can go straight over to mines.
Yeah, that kind of a skip is never good.
No. So basically what was happening is a person would use a katana and attack right by a corner to clip into there, use a telepipe to then go back, and then go back into the stage, and that would cause a wrong warp, basically warping you right over to the exit.
Reminds me of the old days of version 1 PSO and the door walk.
Yep. Kind of similar in that way.
Yep.
So yeah.
All right. That finally brings us to the end of Sigan.
That is all the new updates and stuff. I'm still hyped for New Genesis, and I'm really excited for next month.
Same here.
We're gonna be pretty slow until New Genesis is out. At this point.
Yeah, and I'm hoping for a launch on the 23rd. If I'm being honest, there's some stuff going on with me that potentially might make it so that if it happens on the 9th, I might miss it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll know this Tuesday when the release date is. Or at least we're hoping we're gonna learn. It'd be interesting if they didn't say it there.
I really hope. But yeah, that's all we have. Do you have anything else?
That's pretty much it. Looking forward to New Genesis whenever it does come out. And yeah, get your final preparations done on PSO2 because yeah, this is your last chance at that 20% augmentation boost. And yeah, also if you haven't checked out Clementine yet, this is going to be a good time to do it because there is that event running on right now, plus all the boosts that have been implemented as well as of late. But yeah, so that brings us to the end of this episode. On behalf of Zance and myself, thank you for joining us today. Day has dawned. Have a great day, everyone.
Night.